Hello everybody, welcome to the live show Web3 Tools. The intent of doing this is to showcase that there are fantastic tools, protocols, platforms, solutions are getting built. Unless each of us will learn what's being built, we will not be able to build fantastic product out of India for the globe, and that's the intent behind it. And Janesh from the team Router Protocol, is right here. He's going to walk us through. Feel free, keep your questions, use the chat message on your right side to ask questions as we go on. And after certain times, you might stop and ask him those questions to help you understand more. So with that, I will pass it over to Janesh. Please take over and walk us through however you would like to showcase and talk about it. Thank you.
Sure. Hi guys. So basically, my name is Janesh Balchandani. I'm working with Router Protocol as a dev relation guy and also heading the partnerships. I started as a developer there, but moved to the business side due to the bandwidth and everything. So yeah, this is just a short intro about me. And what really pushed me to work with Router Protocol is the thing that it provides interoperability to projects. Interoperability is one such thing that we require in a Web3 project to connect with other chains. Like you need to stay on everywhere to get the audience from every other chain. Like for example, if your contract is only sitting on Polygon and BSC, but I am from Phantom and Avalanche, want to use your platform, but I can't because you are residing on a single chain. So that's what we solve with the help of our crosstalk messaging layer that enables transactions between different chains, and your logic will be saved there. So yeah, this is a little bit basic intro of Router Protocol. And talking about the important things about Router Protocol is that bridge gets hacked multiple of times. Many of the bridges are hacked in the previous days as well. So that's one question arises in everyone's minds. So should we go cross-chain or not? To give the answer for this, it's really simple. Like we are completely decentralized. Many of the bridges are centralized. They operate on their own and have their own issues with the timing and everything. We will get back to timing as well. But talking about security, we don't have anything on the bridge. Even if the bridge gets hacked somehow, even after all the hacking and all the security protocols that we have used and all the auditing that we have done, even if it get hacked, nobody will get nothing. That's the super amazing thing that Router provides you. So it really protects your project, your DeFi protocol or any other asset or any token as well that you have. So you don't really have to get the headache of like my amount will be get released, I will be get hacked or anything after using a bridge or any sort of thing. So there is no kind of a leakage in the bridge. It's robust for all weathers, as we say. Yeah, so this is about the security part. And talking about the speed, like many of the bridges are having the problem of speed as well. Like Polygon bridge also take a lot of time to transfer funds and everything. But yeah, 80% of our transactions are done in less than a minute, and 91% transactions are done in less than 3 minutes. So this is a pretty cool thing that we provide with the speed and everything. Like I can be on any chain and have the transactions on any chain. And even after being completely decentralized, we provide the speeds and security. That's a difficult thing to maintain for bridges, but yeah, we do it. Feel free to ask any questions regarding this and let the flow going on.
Sure. I think Asutosh, you had a query that when we, before Janesh came in, we were just starting. If you feel free, you're building something, feel free to ask that question. Janesh, if you could hear that.
Hello?
Yeah, Asutosh, you can go ahead.
Yeah, hi Janesh. So I was asking whether router protocol allows us to transfer our assets from one network to another network, which is not EVM compatible. For example, like transferring some ERC20 tokens from Ethereum network to Solana network. Is it possible with this? If yes, then how
Yeah.
it actually works?
Okay. So currently we are focusing on EVM chains and we are planning to add Solana in that. But for now, we have partnered with, or we have integrated ourselves with more than 9 different chains, including Polygon, BSC, Avalon, Phantom, Optimism, Harmony, Chronos. So yeah, these are some of the bridges and for some of the chains that we have integrated with. And we are planning to add more, for example, ZK Sync, Solana, and more. This will
So
enable you to, so basically the logic is different. As you see in Solana, for example, Solana has SPL tokens and Ethereum has ERC20 tokens. So the logic for both of them is different. That's why the part is to be a little bit difficult in building the logic. But yeah, the team is working on it and we also have plans to hop onto Solana as well. So that's not an issue.
but that is a work in progress as of now, right?
Yeah, for Solana, it's work in progress, but currently for EVM chains, we are ready.
Okay. So once that is ready, I can check the implementation on GitHub.
Sure, it's currently live on our documentation as well. You can check current documentation as well. But what is the specific thing that you think like you want to connect Solana with the Ethereum chains? What are the things that you are thinking of? Because logically, if you think you have to interact with the SPL library as well as the ERC library. For example, if you want to have ERC 721 or 1155 NFT contracts and you want to
Mhm.
ship that to Solana. So there's a different game of Solana SPL library, like the Solana program library. So that's
Right.
where the point will hinder. But yeah, we are working on that. But what's one thing that you really want to push and delay your project to wait for Solana to be onboarded?
Like we won't be delaying it for Solana. I'm just like exploring the possibilities for this.
Okay,
So
got
the
it.
use case is like we are building a crypto payment gateway, and in that one we will be allowing users to pay through the ERC20 tokens to the users, and like within the set of given possibilities, we want to give an option to pay through Solana as well. So
Okay,
suppose if the vendor accepts payments in Solana, but the user does not have any Solana token, so he can right away transfer his ERC20 tokens into Solana tokens and then pay to the vendor. So this is the ideal use case to which we are like looking for.
got it. Now I have few of the questions in the chat. The author is ideal for what kind of projects would love to have an example with existing client and integrations. Okay, so router is feasible and implementable on any kind of projects, either it's a DApp, DeFi, DEX, or a NFT project, any sort of project where you have to have a logic communication. Like for example, if we are communicating with each other, it is through Google Meet. And for example, if I'm sitting on Ethereum and you are on Phantom and we want to communicate any sort of communication, for example, logic communication, like I have a logic of escrow or a logic that is a derivative or AMM that is sitting on Polygon chain, but you want to interact with that while sitting on the Phantom chain and we don't have a contract there. So that thing is possible with the help of router bridge. So you can have your logic everywhere just sitting on one chain and relying on the security. Like many of the projects want to be on Ethereum because of its security. They don't want to move from there, but they also want the users to be onboarded from different chains. How they can do it? They can do that through the bridge. And for example, I want to transfer an NFT from Ethereum network to Phantom network. That is same ERC 721 contract that I can easily do with the help of router bridge. And your second question.
I think one question has come from Somyajit. A router is ideal for what kind of projects? With some examples, with some client integrations, we could share that.
Okay. So we have various kinds of clients, like we have integrated with DeFi protocols, like there's one Titan protocol. We have various other projects that we have integrated and some NFT projects as well. We are partnering with like many NFT projects for their NFT transfer and everything. But if I tell you more deeply about how does router protocol work and how do you implement wrapping of tokens, we don't really do the wrapping concept. We just transfer the tokens. As we talk about the security part, there's no kind of wrapping. You can directly get it in your native wallet address, as I must speak. You don't have to even shift the wallet as well. Like if I have a MetaMask wallet, I can have all kind of transactions and swapping on the MetaMask only. Don't have to shift the wallet as well. And regarding the partners, as you were saying,
like, is there any other existing clients or partners? Yeah. Can I?
yeah,
So it says, do I mean, can I hold native auth within
Yeah.
the Polygon?
okay. So 7pixels, Define, Synthwave, Titan DAO, Trava Finance are some of the projects that have integrated Router, and more are adding to the list as we move on with the project. All sort of projects like NFT projects, DeFi, DEX, DApps. Yeah.
So, Janesh, could you also tell us the difference between Cosmos network and the router protocol?
Okay.
Is it different or similar?
Okay. Regarding Cosmos, you want to know, no?
Yeah.
So how do you take Cosmos chain in your perspective?
I haven't used Cosmos network as of now, but as I know, it is also it is also doing a similar kind of thing. So that's why I wanted to understand whether the router protocol is a good fit for me or whether the Cosmos network.
Okay. So Cosmos is basically integrating the interoperability part through their own chain or own network. That provides you the marketplace for having transactions and everything, and somewhat going to be swapping of tokens as well. But here what we do, we just don't give the wrap tokens or swapping of tokens, but also the part of crosstalk, that I must say. Crosstalk is the one thing that I'm focusing on, to have cross communication between layers, like a logic will be transferred from one chain to another. That's the thing. The Cosmos is just for the swapping part, but here router, we give it to the logic transfer as well. And not just ERC20, but ERC721 and 1155, as well as with the logic.
Okay. So when you say logic is transferred, like, do you mean the contract is deployed in the different chain, or what
No,
exactly does it
single
mean?
chain. Contract will stay on the one chain, and I want to interact with the function, for example. If you are not getting the logic part, you can just get it by the function. Like I have a function in my contract that is to be called off.
Okay.
That is, for example, I have a lottery game, and the lottery game is on Polygon, but I wanted to have and play the game on Avalanche, Phantom, BSC. So I can do that and call the logic on the front end. For the user, it would be an easy one-click process. In the back end, crosstalk will be happening between Phantom and Polygon through the router page. All the number game and everything will be, computation will be there happening on the Polygon, and the answers will be here. This is what the logic transfer is.
Got it. So I think I will have to look into GitHub to understand it, like, properly.
Sure.
Yeah, I think Ashutosh, Janesh, if you, as part of that, if you could give Ashutosh or others some direction to say if they can join your Telegram or Discord, or get access to some sort of material that you might have, please feel free to put that on the chat so people can do it from the sessions also. Yeah, Shreya has a question. Do router help or be the medium for cross transaction between two blockchains?
Yeah, that's really happening.
Okay.
Like for example, Jio and Airtel are two different networks, but people are able to communicate through the network mesh that is spread across. That's what we are doing. Two different chains having the communication with the help of the bridge, in simple words. I have shared the dev documentation and I will share the Discord link as well. And Soumyajit has one more question. Do you mean I can hold native ETH on Polygon? Yes, you really can hold the native ETH on Polygon and you can swap that as well. That's what swapping is. And it will stay in your one address, that is MetaMask address. You don't have to change address or wallet, anything. It won't be required.
Somajit also has a question, right? On-chain logic is very dependent upon liquidity. And I think it's a very solid question.
On-chain logic is very dependent. Okay, that's a really quite nice question for the liquidity.
I would have definitely copied if Somajit didn't ask that question. Good one.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
So basically, liquidity is one thing that we have to focus upon by preserving the security of the bridge for the deployers or the partners and for the users. We have to maintain the security for all of those. So we rely on the destination chain's liquidity. We don't have a liquidity on the chain, on the bridge basically. And for that, we maintain a reserve asset of USDC, of a native route token and some other tokens. USDC is one of the stable assets currently in the market. We hold and try to maintain a $50,000 of worth of liquidity, and we allow a maximum transaction of $30,000 at once. So you can have a 30,000 worth of transaction at once through the bridge. Basically. Is that the answer you were looking for, or is it something else?
Does that answer your question? Do you have a follow-up? That okay, super. You got it. Good. I think this is also was mentioned in one of the article where Vitalik wrote about, cross-chain, multi-chain, how you manage the liquidity part of it. I think, having that sorted would be a super way to facilitate liquidity across. So very interesting way to take that on. So when you say that you have the logic being transferred, is that the router protocol's own sort of proprietary thing? How does that logic, in which language you write that, and a little bit of detail around that, please?
Okay, so for that we have a JS SDK on the router documentation part, and it is very easy to implement with the contract. So JS development is very much familiar with people who are in the web development ecosystem.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy to adapt, and with that you can enable the logics to be used from one chain to another.
Gotcha. Okay. And what the roadmap, Janesh, looks like, in the next, in this quarter or for the next one? Is there some key things being planned out that you would love to share with the audience builders?
Okay. So router protocol is focusing to integrate with ZK Sync and Solana in the coming time, as well as we have a pretty big plans as well, which I can't share due to the internal reasons, but the things are going to be really big. But currently we are focusing on non-EVM chains as well, and ZK Sync to be integrated. We are working on that.
Yeah, as you said, ZK Sync, that I can relate to it, how that's going to be a huge impact, considering the new things that's Polygons came in, yesterday.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anybody else has any questions? Yeah, Astos again, please come in. Don't hesitate, ask.
So Janesh, I was checking the documentation, and here I can see we have to query a HTTP API, that is api.pathfinder.routerprotocol.com. So my question is, can we is the code for that particular API is open source on GitHub, or is that a proprietary thing?
For the GitHub, I think it's locked for the internal team, but for implementing the API, it's available on the documentation side.
Okay, got it. So, is there any plans to open source it, or is it going to be closed source?
No, we are totally looking to go with the open source part, and as soon as we will be there, you people will be the first one to know. Just follow our Twitter handle and you will get all the updates.
That's good to know.
I will
That's it.
show the total handle as well.
Yeah, please put the Twitter handle for people to follow you guys. And just to be sort of giving a little bit more info, as part of router protocols, evangelism or outreach, Discord you've said it out, Twitter you've said it out. Is there anything else that builders should know or could keep in touch?
Yeah. So basically, I myself is building the ecosystem for developers on the router protocol and helping them out to build the cross-chain infrastructure for their DApps and everything. And I will be surely helping them out. Because yeah, interoperability is one such thing to focus upon if any project want to expand in the Web3. You can't just rely on one geo.
True.
So as a developer by heart, I will be helping out each one of the guys who will be coming to build the cross-chain application or DeFi, DX, or any sort of NFT project.
Got it. Fantastic. Okay. Any other areas that you, on your own, Janesh, you want to deep dive or talk about certain key benefits, key pointers, that you think, audience should know? Feel free to pick from your own choices within the router.
Sure. So as we talked about the security and the speed from router protocol and how we are competing with competition in the ecosystem. And that's how, and we are also currently we have a flat fee model for the transfers of tokens or assets, but we are moving to a BIPS model. BIPS model will be like the amount of transaction you have, just a percentage of that. Like for example, 0.5 bips will be there, that is 0.5%, or 10 bips, 0.1. That's 1% of the transaction, nothing more. So that's how the fees is also going to be fall down. That's how we also maintain the lower fees bracket. And currently we are hovering over the $1 fee from different chains. That's a pretty low fees. But yeah, we are also planning to lower that as well with the BIPS model.
That will be an amazing way to sort of allow a lot many people to leverage your protocol.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, great. Subham, any other questions? Pratyush, I'm just calling names, guys. Feel free, no pressure. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask Janesh right away. If any areas that you had or you were not sure about it. Yeah, I think there are no questions, but if anything else you would like to drop in, such as any materials, any blog or Medium post that you think people should read, people should know more about it, I'm happy to let you put that on the chat message again.
So I guess they have asked for is router protocol hiring. So I will just share the career page with you so that you can.
That's one of the DevRel's most favorite question, right? So go ahead.
Yeah. So I've shared the career page as well for router, so you can take a look on that. And I think Ashutosh raised the hand. So Ashutosh, yeah.
Could you also once again tell the name of the organizations who are using router protocol?
Yeah, I will just tell you the names.
Or you may share it in the chat.
Sure, I will just share in the chat. There are pretty good number of partnerships that we closed this week that are not in the documentation. But yeah, Trava Finance and a GOA named NFT project like Gods of Africa is the name of the project. And sure, you can reach me out on Twitter, LinkedIn, anywhere, and just tell me a little bit about yourself so that I can push in the tickets. And yeah, so we had a pretty good number of partnerships this week. Like Titan, Trava, DeFi. Annex is also one of our partners. Synthwave Optimizer is one of the partners. So we are adding more and more with the days.
So which one of them was the DAO implementation?
Titan DAO basically is the project name of the project.
Okay.
Let me just show the link.
And I hope my questions are not irritating.
No, this is absolutely free flow, and this is exactly why this is hosted. For example, nobody knows much before Janesh started talking about and giving you articles, and also most welcome to share questions. No hesitation at all, guys. We shouldn't be feeling that, hey, I don't know about it, or hey, how come I don't know about it? That's absolutely fair, because the space is moving so fast, right? And a lot of new things are coming. What we learned last week is now bit outdated or can be questioned. Great. Janesh, any other areas?
Oh yeah, I think this pretty much covers everything about router protocols, the security, speed, decentralization, and everything.
Super. So I think, guys, fantastic. Feel free to get into router protocols, Discord, follow the Twitter, and this is wonderful protocol coming in because of the power that we're going to go. If the billion users are coming in, we need all way to serve them, and it cannot be that, hey, we don't talk to another kind of chain, right? That's a huge opportunity for all of us. All of you who are developing, building, feel free to reach out to them. We're going to be hosting live Web3 show tools every Thursday at 6 p.m. Feel free to come in. Feel free to join the Foundership community, where we share a lot of interesting sort of things that we do host. We talk about high quality people, high quality conversation going on. With that, I think we should be great to sort of close the AMA session. We would have a lot more sessions like that. And anytime you have a question on the router protocol, if you're not able to reach Janesh, feel free to even ping that on the Foundership. We will then piggyback and reach out because generally protocol teams will be very busy. So don't hesitate to do that too. Janesh has said quite a bit of links on your messaging. Before I close the session, feel free to copy those, follow them, and let's get going. All right. I hope you found it useful. If you found it useful, please join the next Thursday session. We will have yet another tool talking about what are they solving and how are they solving it. All right. Thank you so much, Janesh. Thank you.
Welcome, guys. It was lovely hosting you all. I hope I was able to answer all the questions that you had.
You have done a very simple way to explain the things, Janesh. I learned a lot of things that I didn't know. The logic thing that I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye for now.